And you know what's interesting? Obviously, our listeners can't see, but you're wearing a Pink Floyd shirt. And I think Pink Floyd was a band that sort of
Yeah,
captured the feelings of the time that they were making music. And it strikes me that you're doing the same thing. And in your description of it, you are really sort of capturing, for me, what's been a lot of inner, churning. And I'm sure for our listeners and for the broader world, a lot of inner churning. And isn't it good to have music that reflects what's actually going on in the world instead of always a poppy, catchy 2.5 minute song?
Like a panacea. Poppy panacea.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely, for sure. And Standing in the Void, which is a fan favorite song, sometimes we all feel alone, and that's what the pandemic, with us being separated from family and friends, that's what it has inflicted in our lives. And this is a way for us to feel that and deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you brought up fans? I was just wondering, because we have Zoom and because you meet on Zoom, do you ever include fans into your, like, have you ever done anything live on Zoom? And I'm doing air bunnies for people at home right now. I don't know.
No, we haven't done that, but we've talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about different ways that we might be able to do that. But I think it requires some equipment that I know I probably don't have, and Ricardo might, but I don't. He just needs to tell me what to get. So
we are not. No, but I mean, we are not experienced enough, to organize such kind of meeting.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about try to join to put all the musicians together to talk about the songs. But we would need some support, someone to interview, to conduct the conversation, maybe some support with how to organize that, But that's, of course, it's something we need to do it, right, Rebecca?
Absolutely, we do. Yeah.
And why not? Maybe we can do it in personal, yeah. In
Yes.
Brazil, for example, yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
actually. Oh, go ahead.
We were talking about, of course, neither one of us possibly expected the pandemic to go on this long. So, we've toyed with the idea, of, going to Brazil, because as Ricardo said, he's been playing in bands for 30 years. He knows a plethora of musicians that could play with us and learn our music, so we could actually perform live, which would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. We will. Yeah.
Yes. But, we're thinking possibly next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, that's part of our project. Yeah. We are going step by step, we are very, how can I say, realistic, with the situation, the current situation, and our personal situation as well. Yeah, we work for big companies, we are managers, directors, and so on. So, but we love music, and it's, it won't change. So, as Rebecca said, for example, we can try to organize here one band in Brazil, and but we would need to produce, an event, or something that would be great to register, and create some content, for our project.
Mm-hmm.
But we will do it.
I gotta say, one of the things
we will do it. Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things that really strikes me about the two of you is just how much, in my opinion, you embody like the rock ethos, right? Like you were just saying, like we've got these day jobs and we've got to be realistic about that, but we love the music. Like the fact that you said that just made me feel like, wow, like that's what rock's about,
true.
Right?
It's 100% true. We both have loved music our entire life, and there's nothing that would take that away from us. Nothing.
Not even a pandemic.
Not even a pandemic.
No, of course not.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you at the beginning of the pandemic?
Oh, sorry, no, I was saying just that the pandemic was an opportunity, for us in this standpoint.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted
you would have gotten as far with, or as much as you've made at this point if it hadn't happened, the pandemic?
We may have never met if it wasn't, because of the pandemic, you know? And I joke about the fact that we may never have met if I didn't come across that music track one day because I was looking to sing something, you know? So there's so many what ifs, but I'm a firm believer in things happen for a reason. And this happened for a reason, for us, for Ricardo and I, to create music together, to be able to share our talents and what we can do. And honestly, I think that his music that he creates works so well with my voice, and it just works.
Definitely.
How long did it take at the beginning of the pandemic for you to come to this realization that, like, oh, this is an opportunity. I've got a little bit of space to be able to create. Was there a period where you were sort of down and dark, or did it occur to you, pretty quickly?
No, I mean, when we are talking the project with myself and Rebecca together, 24 hours,
Nice.
it took 24 hours. Yeah. Because it was the first song. Yeah. I when Rebecca found me, as she said, I was doing one song with another guy. And then I said, oh, Rebecca, next week I will try to do one song and send to you. All right. So I think she got kind of bored with me and so on. But
I didn't get bored. I just wasn't sure that you were.
Oh, tell the truth.
Sure.
Oh,
I was not bored. No.
She was, this guy stupid. And then
he'll come around.
But forget, skip him. So 1 week later, on a Friday night, then I had one idea in the middle of the night. I took my guitar in my office here and played. In 3 hours, I recorded one song with guitar and bass and electric drums. I made it in 3 hours. So then I sent her this track through email and went to sleep. And the other day, when I woke up, her track was in my email box. So I put them together, the song and her voice, and man, it was kind of shocking. I will never forget this moment. It was. Really, I can tell you that we cried when we heard that. We cried more than one time, because it was very strong, So once it started, in 24 hours we had one song ready, So then we need to keep it moving, So that was, we can't stop. I told him back, let's try another one.
Let's do it
immediately.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because you both listened to the mixed track separately for the first time, which I'm sure almost never happens in recording, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
we hear how you're talking about, like, wow, you had really felt this. Rebecca, when you downloaded the mixed track for the first time and listened to it, what was going through your head?
Well, I can assure you, although we weren't able to hear it together, we were listening at approximately the same time. So we were communicating via this program called compose.com, which is, the online platform for musicians who collaborate virtually. But we could see each other post messages, so we knew each other was still around. So he posted the track, I listened to it, and there's many people in this world that don't like to listen to the sound of their own voice. I'm actually one of them, or used to be, until Ricardo mixed my voice on that song.
Oh,
and I had
registered that. Yeah,
I had never heard my voice come through a recording like that, and I was blown away. And just to listen to everything combined and reflect on the actual words I was singing. And then again, it's just all emotion. I'm just like all over the place. And when I get extremely emotional, both happy and sad, the tears do come. So, I was, and of course I had sung some extra lyrics in some different parts, But Ricardo at that point cut some of that out. No,
Did you cut that?
no, it's all good.
And I said, yes,
I did.
And she said, it's so cool.
It's so good. He made the song breathe. You know, I didn't understand that part of the process, that sometimes you need a little bit of, not necessarily silence, but a break. So it's just the music, so you can continue to make it better moving forward. And the things that he did in moving things to different places within the song that I sang, it was perfect. It was perfect. And we learned this about each other in 24 hours.
Yeah, that was amazing.
With everything moving slow, you were the only two people on the planet going at it.
Moving fast, yes.
Yeah.
That's great. Well,
and it also sounds like you've got like taking constructive criticism down to an art at this point for the two. I'm gonna cut this. That's amazing.
No, I honestly, I think we do. I mean, we both ask each other, "What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?" And you know, that's the best part. And a lot of the times we are on the same page. He's like, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
And I'm always like, I want to hear his thoughts first, but I'm like, okay. I always do that. So I'll give my thoughts, and he's like, yes, I think the same thing. And I'm like, yes. Cause it just proves to me how much we hear and think along the same lines, you know, because when it comes to mixing and engineering, Ricardo's ears are extremely precious to me, because he hears things and then does things, and then I'm able to hear that back, and it's incredible.
What a great talent, because you're both a musician. Well, actually, you're a musician, a composer, and you do that sort of musical engineering part of it. And I think that that's rare to find in the same person, is it not?
Yeah, but you know, I'm so lucky, you know, because I learned everything on the pandemic. You know, honestly, I could say, oh no, okay, let's, you know, but no, I was not able to use this downs, this mixing programs and so on. I never worked on that before, so we learned everything on the pandemic.
So and Chris, I will add that there's many musicians out there that think they can do the engineering portion of it. But I can assure you that not only can Ricardo create, he really is one of the best at mixing and making.
Come on, Rebecca.
You're making
me embarrassed.
It's the truth. You know, I say it to you all the time. He is one of those people that can create and mix and make an amazing sound.
Come on. Thank you. So, but I mean, the mixing, my after all, you know, you have a lot of plugins, you know, and programs and courses, you know, online courses and so on. But I think the most important thing is here, you know, the vinyls, the songs, the old songs, you know, because then you can create a kind of you know what's good, what sounds good, what not, you know, what doesn't sound good, you know. So for example, you work on the radio, so when you listen good music, independently from where is it, you know, if what's the kind of music, but when the good music is good, you know, you realize that, right? Because you play a lot of songs, a lot of styles, but when you listen when good music, you can realize immediately. Yes. And that's what I mean, you know, if I do one mix and it's not sounding well, so it's not ready. Let's work up to, you know, it's in the point, you know. So that's it, you know. It's I don't, how can I say, I don't compare with other, because many engineers do it. They compare the mix with the existing songs, you know, with, for example, Pink Floyd, as we like I would compare my song with a Pink Floyd song, you know, the mix. But that's not the work, the way we work, you know. So we do our own mixes, and when it's good for me and Rebecca, because Rebecca has a very critical ears, you know. When it sounds good for me and for her, it's ready.